Coming up next, Caleb Crump versus Jared McLoughlin.
Introducing to you first, Caleb, the Peaceful Warrior Crump. He is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins, 5 defeats, and 1 draw, fighting out of Denver, Colorado by way of Tucson, Arizona. His gym is Elevation Fight Team. His trainers, Avery Brooks and Justin Wetzel. Very interesting to see this guy coming in here. Walks around 185. He's not a crazy walk around weight for fighting at 170. But I've been wanting to see this guy. He's making his peak debut. I've kept up with him on the regional scene, and he always does a fantastic job. So this is going to be very interesting. He is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So he's very well-rounded. This is going to be an absolute banger. I can't wait for this one. With the powerful purple hair, gotta love that.
I was gonna ask, is that purple I see? I like it.
It's purple, I'm digging it.
Lots of color tonight.
Introducing his opponent, Jared McLoughlin. He is a jiu-jitsu fighter with a pro record of 7 wins, 6 defeats, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico by way of Owasso, Oklahoma. He is out of Jackson Wink MMA. His trainers will be Matt Fouts, Greg Jackson, and Mike Winklejohn. You got a hometown boy that trains over in Albuquerque. Interesting. I mean,
Yes.
Jackson Wink has a great history with Peak, so this will be a very intriguing fight to see.
Yeah, both guys coming from big camps and have a lot of pro experience, so I expect a really good fight between these two.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing that. Guys just coming out of super camps into here. You don't see this at most promotions, so this is going to be very, very intriguing to see. And joined back by our boy, Craig Campbell.
Ooh-wee. Well, not the outcome we're looking for, but you don't get to pick the wins and losses. You got to get in there and fight. So.
Yeah, that's the fight game, man. It sucks seeing your boys lose, and I mean, Jacorian put on a hell of a fight, though, and he's just going to get back in there, and he's got
some
it.
big ones, so that was hard, you know. But excited for this next matchup here. Got the pleasure of commentating with Jared on our last fight, so excited to see him get in the cage and do some work.
Absolutely.
All right, Oklahoma, we're going to keep it rolling. This bout is presented by Czar Wellness. Wellness at its peak. It is scheduled for 3 rounds in the PFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a mixed martial artist holding a record of 5 wins, 5 defeats, and 1 draw. Standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing in at 169.7 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado by way of Tucson, Arizona. This is Caleb, Peaceful Warrior Crump. And his opponent across the PFC cage, fighting out of the red corner. He is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a record of 7 wins and 6 defeats. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 170.9 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico by way of Owasso, Oklahoma, Jared McLoughlin. Your referee in charge of the action, Kevin Nix.
Oh, Big front kick jumping right out the gate.
Came out flying.
I thought he was the peaceful warrior. Where did that come from? No glove touch, just throws it. All right. Ooh, big leg kick. He torqued that.
Both guys starting kind of slow, looking for openings.
Nice kick there from Jared.
Fast head kick.
Caleb is very heavy on that front foot.
His hands are also down a little bit, so I'm wondering if Jared had seen that head kick, you know, kind of watching film before this. Putting a lot of pressure in on the cage here.
He's really barreling into Jared here.
He's got
big spin, hold on.
He's got the body lock here. It's kind of loose. He can squeeze those hands a little bit tighter, but definitely can work for the takedown here.
Absolutely. Couple knees to the quad.
His head positioning is not quite right, though. The back of the head is under his chin as opposed to his forehead, you know, really pushing in on Jared's chin. So I think that would be helpful.
Jared's actually able to push down on the back of Caleb's head while he's doing that.
I think he's trying to work to the back trip here.
Caleb is expending a lot of energy with these big yanks of just trying to pull him down and muscle him through it.
That was good defense by Jared because that back trip was set up.
These knees to the quad are really looking like they're paying off. I mean, Jared, the inside of his leg is extremely red right now, going with a foot stomp.
Jared needs to work for an underhook here because otherwise it's going to be hard to circle off the cage without risking the takedown. So he needs to get an underhook or he's going to be back to the cage, you know, just kind of letting the time pass.
Absolutely.
Back.
And we're down to the ground.
And Jared high hips and is able to end up on top.
Jared's in control.
About to pop to the back here.
I'm not going to lie. It seemed like he was kind of baiting him and trying to let him go for a takedown.
Absolutely.
Because Jared, coming into this, has the higher jiu-jitsu pedigree. That's kind of what he wants to do.
He can drag this leg out if he wants. Kind of work for his own takedown.
Oh, big hook on the break.
Exit back out.
Beautiful job by Jared.
That landed. I think Caleb did not like that at all.
And halfway into our first round here.
Jumping snap kick from Jared. Or sorry, from Caleb.
Caleb's hands are pretty low.
Yeah, he's got this. His stance just screams, "I'm about to shoot on you," with how heavy he is on that front leg. And keeping his shoulders down a little bit more. I mean, it might take a second off his shot, but
I think Jared knows that because he's going up the middle. He's throwing knees, push kicks, high kicks.
Yep, and there's the shot.
An immediate shot defense, though.
I would love to see Jared start attacking that lead leg because with how much pressure Caleb has on it, it should just knock him straight down. Big knee to the quad. Yeah, you got to keep doing that. That's a smart move.
Well, and right now in the round, this has been the major damage point.
Oh, absolutely. Another one to the inside leg.
Caleb grinding on the cage, finding those short shots.
He's doing a good job with this body lock.
I would love to see Caleb, he's throwing these knees to the quad. I would love to see him feint one and then while Jared's on one leg, just drag him down at that point.
He's working for that back trip again. Really pressuring in. Jared needs an underhook and a circle off. He's doing a good job with that overhook, pulling it up, keeping him high enough so he can't drop down to those legs, but really just stuck here.
Yeah, he's super committed to these knees at this point because he's not able to drag Jared down right now.
Now he can... Can't quite drop down to the legs because of that overhook. And his head positioning is a little bit low.
The classic, there's a lot of pressure fighting going on, but it's so boring to watch. You don't really know what's happening. A lot going on here, but with 20 seconds left, still just pressured up onto the cage.
He's working for this back trip. Now he's on the back.
Nice, one hook in, hanging.
One hook, might try to push off the cage. That was nice.
I like that. I like that.
It's creative.
It
Yeah.
is. Good defense for
our
Jared,
first
staying
round.
standing, not letting him jump, take the back, but pretty much just pinned up against the cage for a lot of that round.
Yeah, the story of this fight so far has been just that cage pressure.
But, you know,
Knees
Caleb's
to the
been
quad.
really
Cage pressure.
aggressive with it and hasn't let Jared do a whole lot, you know, of offense. So that wrestling has pretty much kept him on the fence.
It's clear with Caleb's both actions, but also his stance. He really wants to take that shot. But with how he leans his upper body forward and is heavy on that front foot, I would love to see Jared start chopping that lead leg or just bring an up kick straight up the middle, and that should land on the chin. At the end of that, he might be sacrificing his leg, but I think it's worth a shot just to see what would happen the first time. And it's because he's doing a great job of fighting Caleb off from securing that takedown. So
Yes,
He
yeah.
needs to be a little bit more aggressive in the space, you know, until Caleb takes that shot.
absolutely.
Pick up that
And
volume.
it does take a lot of effort to hold somebody on the cage for a whole round. So can he maintain that again?
So interesting. Caleb just moves his weight to his back foot, almost in like a Muay Thai stance. It looks like he might be trying to strike more this round. Good leg chop. He's throwing some interesting feints with his shoulders.
And he runs right
there's the
into it.
takedown he's been looking for.
Yeah, that was a nice entry.
Nice trip. Last time Jared was able to high hip and end up on top. Wasn't able to do that this time, and now he's stuck on bottom side control, so let's see if he's able to recover guard at all, because Caleb's pretty tight right here.
Yeah, and sometimes, and you know, even in the last fight with my fighter, sometimes I get frustrated when people are comfortable because they're not getting damaged.
Yes.
And they stay in these jiu-jitsu positions, but they give themselves no offense to get out.
100%.
And again, as Emily stated earlier, the longer you stay on bottom, the harder getting out, you know, becomes.
Especially with you're seeing with Caleb, him putting all of his pressure on top of Jared's chest. That's just going to make breathing so much harder. It's going to be a lot very draining for him.
He's staying really heavy. He's going underhook and then forearm on the neck to elbow. So he's just staying so tight, not giving Jared any space.
So Caleb is circling his hips up towards Jared's head. It looks like he's trying to advance that right arm over it. He might be trying to go for a crucifix here.
It looks like he's making some space. He's got the
Jared's got the
darce
hips
locked
out.
up.
He's throwing that
Darce
darce.
is almost locked, not quite locked, and now Jared
He's
builds
running it.
up, gives up the
he tries to
back.
climb him. Oh, he's got one hook in, but
One
he needs to get his hips on
hook.
top.
Jared's holding onto that hand. Now it's gone. He's able to
Ooh.
get
Yeah,
that.
just keep peppering him, popping him with some elbows, try to open up that chin.
He needs to get that left hook in, and maybe, because he's kind of falling off to the side.
Yeah, he's trying to wiggle those hips on top.
Well, and Jared's obviously working to the cage, so he might be trying to get here so he can work up.
Craig, remind me to never say the term wiggle his hips on top while I'm talking about a fight. That's on me.
You're going to catch a lot of these. I go back and listen to myself, and I'm like, whoa.
It's like, all right.
All Diddy.
That was a choice. Oh, wow.
Whoa. Now, I do like using the cage to try to peel him off. He's keeping that hook from coming all the way in there and got that one hook staying on top.
Well, this is working for Caleb because though he doesn't have both hooks in, he's wedged his body between Jared and the cage, so he cannot get his back to the cage and work up. So this is really smart positional control for Caleb right now. And pretty much Jared's going to either be forced to give up the back to try to get up or to give up mount.
I think he's on the chin.
He's got
but
the
wow,
RNC
that's
locked
tight.
in.
Oh, it just slid under.
Super
There it
tight,
is.
and he gets the tap.
Wow.
Crump with the RNC in round 2 against McLoughlin.
Wow, silences the crowd. What a submission. Snuck that in there.
Well, that control, he just had such good control. Just was patient with it, waited for the
absolutely.
opening, and then just ran with that. good finish for Caleb there in that second round. Just would not let up with that ground control. Transitioned right to the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Nix calls a halt to this bout at 3 minutes 14 seconds in round number 2, declaring your winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Caleb Peaceful Warrior Crump.
Hey, don't run away too fast now. I know the crowd might have given you a hard time, a couple people yelling, do something, but I saw what was happening. A lot of pressure, 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 pressure. The whole fight, pressure forwards. That hook came in. The rear naked choke didn't look like it was close. You kept fighting it. Take us through that finishing sequence.
Oh, man. First of all glory to God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Grateful to be here. Thank you to everyone for showing out. As far as the choke goes, I got some of the best back attacks in the game, baby. If I get your back, it's a wrap.
Well, you showed that. And coming in, making a really dominant Peak debut, what's next for you?
Peak, your new champion is here.
Hey, you here to hear any friends, family, or team members you'd like to thank?
Thank you to Phil, my beautiful fiance Sam for coming out. Thanks to my friends. I know my buddy Eric came out. I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful I got to put on a good performance and get a win. This isn't easy to step in this cage. So I'm grateful to come out victorious with no scratches, right back to the training room tomorrow.
Hey, let's go. Give it up one more time for our winner.
Thank you. One more. Hey, Peak, I heard you're giving bonuses. Let me get your boy paid, baby.
Absolutely phenomenal performance by Caleb.
He just wore him down until he could get the finish.
Absolutely.
Really
and,
good pressure.
You know, that first round, he kind of just grinded him out a little bit. And that second round, he really seemed to implement his game plan.
Well, and that top control was so tight that it forced Jared to make a mistake. And
absolutely. He did a great job, too, with disguising that shot in the second round.
Yeah, switching his weight. And then, like you said, what he did was he actually was slick. He but kept throwing his shoulders the same.
It made him look like he was going to start striking and take a break from that. And that's what I wanted to see, because from the very first round, you could obviously tell that was his goal, was to take the shot. Then he postured back up a little bit, put his weight on that back leg, threw a couple punches, disguised it, then shot right after that. And that was just beautiful work. And
that's in the first round, he wasn't successful with the takedown, and it did not deter him at all. He just came back in second round, got the takedown, and got the finish. Really good game plan for him.
Yeah, nice trip there. Really well timed as well. And, you know, going against the jiu-jitsu fighter and the guy who, you know, probably thought he had a little bit better, chance there on the ground. So, very dominant debut, and, you know, he's excited to get back into the Peak fighting cage, and as he should. Like you said, very little damage and ready to go again.
Yeah, that was a really good show. I'd love to see him fight somebody like Donovan Beard or Amadeo Cristiano. I think those would be interesting matchups for him. Or even, I would love to see Chris Vereen fight him too. At 170, I think that would make a very interesting matchup, but this guy's got a lot of options. He definitely made a statement tonight against a very seasoned guy out of a very strong camp, so I'm curious to see what he's going to do next.
And, you know, finishing that with the one hook and kind of there to the side. Now, it does actually look like it's pretty much fully locked in.
It was, on the chin. Maybe
it started
more
with chin and it slipped down,
Right there with that last little movement.
It was tight, that was definitely tight.
And on the flip side, it just seemed like Jared never got going because the pressure was just too much.
Absolutely. He just stayed right in his face the entire time. That clinch was wearing him out a little bit, and he just wasn't giving him any distance, any range. I love seeing the knees to the quad in the clinch. Not enough people do it, in my opinion.
All right, and we are moving in
to our championship main card of the night, our co-main, a bantamweight championship fight between Isaiah Gutierrez and Xavier Frankel.